Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece. I am changing up the video. This is for you, Joanne, if you're watching. I always start the same way, so I'm going to be different today. I'm going to change it up. So this is for simple stamping, and we're going to focus on the Country Bouquet and the punch, which is in the mini catalog. And I probably put the punch away, but I'm going to show you a very simple stamping card for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to make it with you, and usually I mess it up, so that ought to be real fun. So let's see what we've got to start with. So I started with the DSP. How did I design it? Well, I wanted it easy. I didn't want to use any dies because that's simple stamping. So I started with this wonderful DSP that comes in the set. So we have a sweet sorbet base, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then I have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white. And let's see if I can get my stamp and seal to work here. So I'm going to put that on the front and line it up. Okay. Now this piece, I always have to measure it, is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So it'll show a little bit of the white, which I kind of want. And you know, this DSP, Designer Series paper, is beautiful on both sides. So here we go. And that's the front. So far, I took a stylish shape. I did say I wasn't going to use any die cuts. Well, let's say you have, I'm going to make this up right on the thing. I kind of want a circle, but let's say right now, Stampin' Up! Does not have any circle punches. I know what I'm going to do to fix this. We do have a circle punch. And I got to get white. Do you like how I'm walking around and trying to find some white? Okay, I have some basic white. And this is the decorative circle punch, which we do have and I can use. Because simple stamping, we don't want to use die cuts. So there we go. We do have something. Thank goodness. Okay, so I'm using that decorative circle punch, and I used the punch that came with this Country Bouquet, and I punched out some of the Designer Series paper. So this is even easier because all I'm going to do is I just punched it out, the heart with the little leaves. And you can use green Tombow glue if you want. I'm just using seal because I have it right here. And I'm just kind of putting them like that. I'm creating this with you. I don't usually do this, but I am, because sometimes people ask, oh, your creations, they're just so wonderful, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, they don't always start out that way. Okay, and if I was going to do this again, I'd probably move that heart down. But we're not going to worry about it right now. So I'm going to wait for a moment because I have my Stamparatus. Now, if you're a simple stamper and you don't want to purchase a large purchase like the cut and emboss machine, using the Stamparatus, you're going to get some really wonderful, like I'm going to put this little piece of mint macaron on there and be able to line it up when I am going to be stamping this. And I'm seeing if I can quickly find where the Stamparatus is. Of course not. That would be way too easy. It's got to be in here towards the back. But I really wanted to show it to you because if you are thinking you might want to purchase a tool, the Stamparatus really helps you get some accurate stamping. And here we are, page 147 in the annual catalog, and they talk about the Stamparatus, which is $49. You can get extra magnets, you can get grid paper, all sorts of stuff. But the first one is $50, and it is well worth it, my friends, because you will use that all the time. So I have just wanted to say all ready to go. And I am going to, one thing I didn't do, now when you're doing photopolymer, you really do want the foam mat in there. So let me get my foam mat back out. I had put it away for a second. And I'm going to get it back out because when you're using photopolymer, you really do need a foam mat underneath there. Now, if you are using the cling, the red, you do not. Often they tell you to take the mat out. But if you're using photopolymer, I usually put it back in. So I'm going to ink this up. I don't know if you can see that. Ink it up really well. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp it. Make sure that's not. And I get perfect placement. Now, let's say I didn't like what I stamped. I could ink it up again as long as you don't move it and stamp it again and it would get darker. I'm really not opposed to that, so I'm going to leave it. But that is the beautiful thing about the Stamparatus. Now, here's one of my favorite tricks. I can do lots of different things on the end. I can go at an angle, which is what I tend to do. You can cut it down a little bit and just cut to the middle and make a little flag. But I think I'm going to just make it simple and cut it on the end and cut it on the end here. So now I have to decide, how do I want to do this? Do I want to pop this up? I'm thinking I'm going to leave that flat and pop that up kind of along the bottom. So let me do that with my dimensionals. And let's see if we like the look of that. Okay. I'm going to put it down just a little bit. And that I'm going to pop this up. Now, if I've already got this popped up, what I might do is only put a dimensional here. I don't know if that's what I said I was going to do, but now I'm going to do it. And I'm going to just put a little adhesive here so that it will pop up and then it'll adhere right over here. So it'll stay popped up and won't goof up that image. And, you know, you could put it down farther. There's really no rhyme or reason about making this card. I'm just trying to create with me, or with you, I should say, and with me. Now I could also use the Stamparatus to do this, but I'm just going to quickly stamp Happy Valentine's Day. And I'm going to put a little bit more. I've got, this one is about 1 inch by 4. So I'm going to put that right here. And this is why it's so nice to have this grid paper, because you can line it up. Notice I'm lining it up there and down there. Okay. Then I'm going to put that on the inside. And you could say, oh, maybe it needs more. And it can always, you know, like can always use more. What could you put? You could put, there's some little hearts that come with that. You can put other little hearts. You can put some gems. I'm going to keep it simple, but you can make it as detailed as you want. And I'm just wondering, do you think this is up too far? I'm thinking. Of course, now I got adhesive, which I can easily rub off. I don't know. That just seems up too far. They used to sell it, but if you haven't seen, these gum erasers are awesome for getting that extra off. I decided I'm going to pop the whole thing up. And what do you think? Maybe down here. That might make it better. And golly, that needs something. See, this is when I design, and sometimes I go, oh, I like the way I did that. And sometimes I'm like, well, I'm not sure I like the way I did that. So let's see, what do I have? And this is the gems that came with this set. Maybe I'll take one of these pink ones, a bigger one, and put a smaller one on either side. Oops, let's get it a little bit closer. That looks like it's more. Doesn't that look better? So a very simple stamping. You saw how I kind of designed it and figured it out as I went along. And you know, there is no mistakes. You got to try to figure out, how am I going to make this work? I like using the mint because it kind of matches that and it pops a little color in there. And the pink adds some too. So I hope you like this simple stamping Valentine's card. And since I'm changing up my video, I will show this at the end. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. You can take a screenshot. This is a great time to join Stampin' Up! If you're thinking about it. I'd love to have you on my team. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.